you're in the market to buy an Aquila 44, which you've done a lot of research, you've watched a lot of Wandering Hillbilly. Now it's time we talk about the numbers to make sure that you buy the right Aquila 44 at the right price. Now, with that being said, our company, we represent yacht buyers worldwide, and we make sure you make the right decisions and you know all of the details before you buy the boat instead of asking the wrong questions afterwards. Now, with that said, a lot of our clients that have had these Aquila 44s, they love the fact that you can get to the bridge from front and back. They love that the master bedroom stretches the entire beam of the boat. They love that the boat offers a lot of value for the money. It's not the most robust quality. Everyone knows that. And as long as you have the engines with a little bit more horsepower, it's a good boat. You have to keep in mind that some of these boats come out of the charter program, can be beat up, can be used by people that really don't know what they're doing, and down in the Caribbean it's a little bit tougher to get really good work done on the boats. You have storm damage risk, so charter and storm damage risk for some of these boats. And certain boats are not flagged on shore anymore. So there's a few different factors that could really determine if it's the right boat or not for you. Getting right into the specifics of the numbers. Okay, if you watched any of my videos before, you know how important it is to me to be able to look at what boats have actually sold for instead of what's available on the market. You're looking at casino data, rig data that is not efficient. If we were looking through the lens of someone only analyzing the market, you would look at it as such. Okay, here at Yacht Zero, we have a lot of analytics tools that are viewable to our clients and to buyers. So this is an example. This is looking at the boats that are available on the market right now. If you hover over these points, you can see their names, you can see the location, you can see how many days they've been on the market, how many hours are on the engines, and a bunch of other additional information. When we're looking at what's on the market, we see that there's 9 currently available right now. That's a lot of leverage for you buying one of these boats built 2016 to 2020 within the States. Add that on top of the other power catamarans that are available, considerable leverage. We want to look at the outliers, which point in this chart that doesn't really make too much sense, and really the only one that looks artificially high is the 2018. Now the size of these dots is based off of how long they've been on the market. So the bigger they get, you know, obviously that in theory should represent how much a seller should want to sell the boat. But oftentimes that signifies terrible condition, a seller that's not workable, or someone that really just doesn't want to sell the boat. But again, we learn about these things. I failed to mention that when you're clicking through these charts in the link that's going to be provided at the end of this video, you're going to be able to filter the year, the model, make. There's a bunch of different factors that you could click through. So I'm just giving you the higher level stuff. Now we move over to the bar chart. The most important column in this bar chart right here is all the way on the right side. This is how long historically it's taken these Aquila 44s to sell. If you look, you don't have to be a genius to interpret this one to get the insights. Only 2 of the Aquila 44s on the market thus far have been on the market less than the amount of time it typically takes these boats to sell. So again, cooling market due to the economy and due to post-COVID demand. We know that, but there's a lot of inventory, okay? And prices are still too high. And we're gonna go to our next slide, which now shows us what boats have sold for over time, all the way back to 2019, before COVID. We look at how the prices jumped up and spiked during COVID and how they've begun to fall. We're looking just at a 2019 Aquila 44. So what do we see? The prices have dropped considerably since 2022, the peak of COVID, and now we have 2 available, one at $550, one at $800. Once we add back in the 2018-2020 history, the model year older, model year newer, it helps give us a much better understanding. Now, what's really important for you to notice here is in this chart, the points that are crosses represent boats that have actually sold. That's hard data. The circles represent what is available. And now we're going to break this back down to the model year. When you look at this information, now we actually just switched it around, okay? The crosses are the boats that are available. The circles are the ones that have sold. So when you look at the 2018 models, what do you see? You see the boat asking $849 is selling for more than they sold for in 2024 and 2025 at $775 and $730. Doesn't make any sense why someone would price the boat that way. Same thing, the 2019, the one we're looking at in particular, priced at $800, when in theory another one sold earlier this year at $780. So you see how they priced it, why they priced it there. But then again, looking at the 2018 models, well, I see that these sold last year for $730 and $775. Well, guess what? I'm starting my negotiation at $730, not my opening offer. That's my ceiling for where I'm prepared to end it. I'm gonna expect to buy this boat around $700,000. That's what I expect you to do all day, but that's the only thing I would be comfortable with. I don't want to add more noise to the search. There's so much stuff online about what you're doing and what you should be looking at, and it's really confusing. We've done over 150 transactions now, and every time we put ourselves in the shoes of the buyer. What serves the client, and what would I want to do if I were buying this boat? So we've made a lot of mistakes. We've learned, and we've learned good boats. We've learned bad boats. We learned what's going to become an issue. And so most of the time, this isn't passed along to you when you're buying the boat. It is by certain good people, but if the seller is going to be paying our commission, there's no reason why we wouldn't be available and happy to represent you in your purchase. That's my summary on the Aquila 44. Be sure to come to the site. We're going to have these charts and all the technical analysis for you to view on your own time. And then depending on when you're looking at this video, the information probably changes and updates. So please let us give you the most advanced analytics available at our firm. All we want to do is do good business over the long term with every client that we meet. So with that said, I'm Chris Mortimer from Yacht Zero. We are the Yacht Buying Advisors, and we're looking forward to talking to you a little bit more about your search. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.